Hey y'all. Hey. This is a grown woman with children coming back on here again. And I'm sitting in my truck because I had a conversation with someone that called me and they was like, "Hey, how you doing?" I'm like, "I'm doing great." And they was like, "Listen, I just need to know, how do you get through challenges in your life, like with everything you went through with school board and stuff, and I've been watching your videos and stuff, and I just want to know, how do you bounce back from kind of everything that people did to you?" So, and I know I keep giving y'all bits and pieces, so one day I am going to just sit down and just talk about me running for school board and half of the stuff that I went through and the attacks that I went up under. But again, so she just wanted to know, like, how do you deal with that? And I think that in everyone's life and era, you go through challenges. Like, I've went through challenges throughout my entire life. And 22, 23 was kind of semi-challenging with a lot of stuff that I had going on, as far as like my marriage was strained, my kids were stressed out, I was stressed out because it was a whole new world trying to run for school board in a very small community with a lot of politics. That's about as nice as way I'm going to put it right now, with a lot of politics that's going on. And it revealed a lot of stuff about me, like living in a predominantly African-American community, which I do. And it came out that I was a Republican. Now, I've been a Republican all my life. So I don't know why this is such a big thing in the community that I live in. It's not like, it's like your political stance identifies you. Really, really, really. Like, we're in my rural community that I live in. Excuse me one second. We are like a red community. Literally a red community. And that kind of drives a lot of people's decisions and a lot of things that are being made. It identifies with what is your political status. Okay. So my political status for being a Republican is truly, I don't want the government telling me how to live my life, raise my children, telling me what to do with my property, and just governing my life. Okay, so those are my, and then I have my own religion belief, and I just don't want the government mandating and dictating how I live my life. So that's one of several reasons as to why I am a Republican. So, and it doesn't change who I am as a person. I'm still a crazy person in person. But my religion nor my political stance changes who I am. It's just that we think differently about things in the world. And I never mix politics and religion with anything that I do, because I don't have time to argue with people about how I am and who I am, okay? And I don't have anything to prove about how I am and who I am to anybody. You are who you are, I am who I am. Let's just keep it moving. Let's identify with the things we have in common. I tell jokes, I make funnies, you like laughing, and let that be it. But I think that everybody goes through an era in life where they're challenged. The biggest part for me was being back in my community after leaving from college and establishing myself and returning back home and seeing that our school system isn't where it needs to be. And coming from an inner city like Atlanta, I was exposed to so much within the school system. So me thinking I can bring that ideology back to a small rural community, and these people was like, no. First of all, we think you're a rhino, and that's Republican by name only. Republican rhino, Republican in name only. And they didn't just believe that I'm just a Republican. And why? Because I'm African American. So they think all African Americans are Democrats. But, that's neither here nor there. That's their opinion. And I move on from it. But thinking that I can bring that ideology here to try to help our school system with our children, I ran it on a platform. I'm just a mother of 6 kids. And as far as my education, my bachelor's, my master's degree, my minors, and all the education that I have, it allows me the ability to sit on a school board, to be able to learn. Basically, I would have been coming in as a newbie learning, but see, everybody has to learn. The board that's up there now, they didn't know nothing about the board. They knew that they had a passion for something. They wanted to make a difference and a change, so they ran for school board and won. But it brings me back to the question, how do I deal with those challenges? Again, it was in an era of challenges when my marriage really was suffering so bad because I was running for school board, because I exposed my family to a lot of stuff. And my husband, which is a Republican, when we sat down and we talked about our family, I didn't want my family divided under the same roof. And when I sat down and went over some things with him, and I did a survey with him, and he aligned with Republican also. I said, but how do you say that you're a Democrat when you see the results right here from this survey, what you aligned with? And being that I exposed my family to so much, running for that school board taught me, I thought I had a thick skin, but running for that school board gave me a thick skin, baby, because it was some things that was going around and being posted on social media. I'm just all out, just everywhere. Social media is different groups holding conversations about me, saying different things about me. Oh, she's this, oh, she's that. But at the end of the day, none of them really truly know me. They did what they had to do for their candidate of choice to win. So do I blame them for that? No, I don't. Because they played dirty. They played real dirty. And had they left the platform the same between myself and the incumbent, I think hands down I would have slayed the election. I would have literally slayed the election. But they played dirty. Her camp, her family, her friends. And I can say that now because it's over with. And I actually had the opportunity to sit down with her. And the fact that she didn't come out and stop her camp from doing what they were doing, it let me know she was okay with it. Like, y'all throw the bricks and let me sit back here and play innocent and dumb to it all. And that's okay. I learned that that's the ground of politics. So if I decide to do this again, or if I decide to run again, or if I decide to run for anything in my community, I know the game. I know the game. Whatever was said 4 years ago, we can't harp back on that 4 years ago. Y'all got to let that go. Y'all got to let that thing go, and let's go on the merits that we have now. So exposing him to that, and exposing my children to have to go online and see people calling their mama crazy. And my daughter is in high school now. She's a senior. So she got her peers all in school, dropping the crazy Corbin flyers and stuff around the school, because again, we're in a very small town and people click and adapt to their own. Okay. And again, I'm not mad about that. I just didn't like that they played dirty with it. And when they played dirty with it, like, you expose people, you did it to a manner to where other people were affected, and that was my children. So again, but my children have thick skins because they got a Brahma bull for a mama. So I am the ultimate mama bear. And a lot of times I wanted to growl. I couldn't growl. I couldn't fight back. So I just stayed helpless and hopeless during this situation. I ended up with having close to almost 8,000 votes and 4 of us in a race. I came in third, so I got about 8,000 votes here in my small town, which 8,000 votes might not seem a lot to you, but to be a newbie that nobody even knew anything about, 8,000 votes is a lot, okay? A lot of voices heard me. A lot of voices wanted to know more about me. A lot of voices supported me, so I'm very happy for those 8,000 votes that I did receive in a race of 4. Again, remember, it was 4 of us in the race. So it's supposed to have been nonpartisan, but these things are never really nonpartisan when you're dealing with in politics. They could say all day long that it's nonpartisan. It's not. Your political stance really makes a difference in how people vote, So the hardest part was my marriage. It was because we are newly married. We're 3 years into a marriage. We are still in our honeymoon stages. We're getting to know each other and bonding with each other and just really growing and develop that relationship with each other. And it was hard. It was really hard. It was nice that we would just argue like, why don't you just stop this? Why are you putting yourself through this? As a husband, he wanted to protect me and attack. But I had to calm down all spirits. I'm like, now, of all people, I'm the beast of all beasts. Like, I can get just reckless and loose. I said, but that's what they want. They already identify us as the angry people. I don't even know what that is in my mouth. They already identify us as angry people. We're not going to give them what they want. Hold on one second. I don't know what that was. But we're not going to give them what they want. So we're going to continue to be above all of this. And when I walk away, I will walk away with dignity and pride, with letting them know that, first of all, you didn't scare me. And second of all, you just made me stronger. You made me see how things roll. So now I have to roll accordingly if I decide to run for anything else in my hometown. So I came over adversity in that era of my life because I really and it wasn't anything about religion. It was just self-awareness. I really had to dig down deep in myself and continue that fight with self-motivation. Like, you're in this for the right reasons. Just keep moving forward. Just keep staying focused. Just keep your family together. Keep your mind together, because they want to break you. They want to break you and they put the crazy Corbin out there that's who you are. I never gave them the pleasure of ever, never saying that about me. And I still won't to this day give them the pleasure. So I just was saying to her that things in life, you have to treat adversity and stepping stones in your life like steps. You can't go and tear down everything at one time. You just got to keep gnawing at it. Just keep gnawing at that thing until you chop it down to where it's something that's manageable and controllable in your hand. So when you don't let other people's problems become your problems, and you don't wear a frown on your face, stressed out and worried about somebody else. See, that's what a lot of people do. Y'all got stress marks and frowns and growls on y'all face about somebody that don't even care. First of all, they don't even know that you feel the way that you feel. And second of all, if they knew, would they even care? Probably wouldn't. Because they'll say that's the mess that you own. You the one walking around here with that 20-year grudge about me. I'm not stressing a day about you. My mom always told me I would never wear a frown in my face, worried about somebody else and stressed about somebody else. And I'm not going to do it. So, and I also took the bad side of her, that I'm just going to cuss you out and keep it moving. And the next day, I'm going to come and ask you, do you want to have breakfast? Hey, girl, that was yesterday. We went through that yesterday. I ain't on that today. You want to go have something to eat? Let's go eat. And that's how my friends know that's just how we roll. I'm going to say what I'm going to say. You're going to say what you're going to say. We're going to agree to disagree. And the next day, or the same day, 2 or 3 hours later. Now, sometimes I be petty and hold on to it. But the next day, we're going to roll on. So if you're having challenges in your life, don't own a challenge that's not yours. Pick your battles. I tell people all the time, pick your battles. Every battle is not supposed to be fought, and every battle will never be won. Pick your battle. I pick my battles in life because I know that the battles that I pick, I'm finna whoop them. I'm finna whoop them good. And if I don't whoop them, they gonna whoop me and teach me a lesson. Don't you come for me no more unless I call for you. And I've had plenty of lessons that have whooped me and told me I ain't come for you. But since you here, let me go and give you this, and then I'm gonna teach you not to come back again. And it has been things like that in my life. But now I pick my battles. I really do. I go into that thing. I analyze. My husband always tells me, you overthink. I'm a processor. See, I'm going to sit down and listen to you, everything that you got to say, and we're going to have a very good conversation, but I'm processing in the back of my mind. So later on, when I leave you and I regurgitate in my mind everything that we talked about, I now got to put these things in order. I got to put our conversation in order. Once I put our conversation in order and I have that aha moment, I know how to come back to you. And some things when I'm talking to people, I say, listen, let me come back to you on that conversation. I'm not really focused with that right now. Let me come back to you. And if it's something that wasn't maybe an open conversation for me to come back to, I may still call that person and say, hey, listen, you remember yesterday when we were talking and you had mentioned such and such and such? They was like, girl, you remember everything. Yeah, I do. So here's my thought on that. And they tell me that thing must have sparked you. I said, no, it didn't spark me. It just gave me a moment to process what was said. And now I just want to bring it back to you so we can have some clarity. See, I like clarity. I don't like closed, open. I don't like one-ended conversation. I don't like a yes or no conversation. I like an open-ended conversation. I ask you a question, so therefore I need a response to it. If you don't have a response right then, just don't feed me anything, because once you feed me something, I got to go back now and I got to peel the layers back like an onion. I got to tear that thing apart and just dissect that thing that you done told me. And then it makes me angry, because now I'm forced to bring that back to you and we talk about it. When I should have just asked you the question, you gave me the answer and we went on about it. Sometimes there is no right answer for a question. And I'd rather a person be open and honest with me and tell me that. Girl, I don't really have a good answer for that right now, but here's what I'm thinking right now. We can talk about it later. So I tell them, let's pin this conversation. We'll come back to it later. But I know I kind of took y'all around the world just to say that pick your battles. Don't let things in life stress you. I'm not getting on here to try to tell y'all any motivational speaker. I'm just telling y'all I like to talk. And when people come to me with a conversation, I like to kind of share it with others and give a little, not a nugget of wisdom, but just maybe just a little nugget of something that you can probably take away from what the conversation is that I'm having. But in life, I've been challenged a lot in life. And the hardest challenge was 22-23. So I'm taking the rest of this year out with basically just saying that I understand. I kind of move different. My circles are different. My thought rationale is different. I go into rooms differently now. I'm very observant. I kind of monitor and watch a lot of stuff, and I listen. I used to go into crowds and always want to be the crowd pleaser. I now sit quietly in crowds. And when people look up and they figure like, oh my God, what is she doing here? I've been here for a while, but I've been here differently. I've been here quiet. And since I've been here quiet, you haven't noticed me. Now that I have a voice and I want to say something, you're going to notice and hear me at the same time. So the challenge that I went through just taught me how to navigate things now in my life, and because of where I live, it's just taught me how to just navigate things differently. That everybody that's sitting in your face is not for you. They're not against you, but they're not for you. And that was something that was very hard for me to grasp and understand. But now that I do, I feel at more peace with knowing if a person doesn't like me. I can understand that now. You're in my face. I know you don't care for me, but that's okay. We are going to have an amicable friendship, relationship right now at this time, and then we just going to keep it moving, because I don't have to go home and feed and lay with you, and you don't have to go home and feed and lay with me. So we can leave it right here and let that be it. So you're going to have challenges in life. Figure out what challenge you want to deal with. Pick your battle. If it ain't for you, leave it alone. Like my mom used to say, give it to the Lord. The Lord can handle everybody. And he can. And he will in due time. He will handle everybody. So I really enjoyed that conversation today. I really did. And I'm enjoying now de-escalating with you all. So I think this is my point a day where I de-escalate with you all and just tell you that I had an awesome day today. Today was a magnificent Monday. I got a lot of referrals out. I talked with a lot of parents. I was able to make a lot of connections for parents today. And I just basically had an awesome Monday. Okay. So I'm home now, getting ready to go in here and figure we didn't do our menu last night. So me and my son said we're going to sit down and do the menu today. Because we had Salisbury steak. I think I told y'all this morning we had Salisbury steak, macaroni and cheese, and string beans. So we're going to go and do the menu today. For the rest of the week, to carry us out for the rest of the week. And then what he wants to do is he wants to shop by the menu. He wants to shop by what we have in the house. Let's look and see what we have first, and that's what I'm teaching him. See what meals we already have inside the house, and let's plan those meals from there. And then from there, what we don't have, we just make a small grocery list and run to the store. So it's getting ready to rain. I had an awesome conversation with you all, de-escalating, and you all have a awesome rest of your Monday. And just always remember, you could be easy, you could be greasy, but whatever you do, just always just remain you. All right, love y'all. Later.